Okay, good morning, guys. 'Cause it's morning here now. So this is the first time I do a breakdown in the morning, but because this trade I was, sorry, this is just a thing I needed to uh, do for my journaling. Um, and it's the first time that a trade actually it's stop loss in the morning because I let it overnight. And yeah, let's journal this trade. Let's break down this trade. So the idea was on the daily, as you can see, my idea was that the market was going towards this order block, right? Of course, this is like a lowest probability trade because, as you can see, the external structure, which I talked about in the video, it's bearish, and I was following the internal structure, right? So we had the market shift here. My idea was just that it taps and then it moves towards here, and the idea wasn't really that bad. If you go on the 4 hours, I executed on a trade a little bit after. So there were remaining 15 minutes until this candle closure, and I just trusted that in 15 minutes this candle wouldn't really reverse. So yeah, I trusted that it would close above this, which it did. So nice. Um, we had this protection, and as you can see, it worked. This next candle tapped the order block, moved higher, and this again tapped the order block, got near my stop loss, but respected this order block and moved higher. But then eventually it then moved lower, showing that when you trade, and I talked about this in a video of market structure, when you trade with the internal and the external aligned, it's the highest probability. Like this wasn't highest probability trade, and my next trade, I'm on a two losing streak right now, two trades losing streak, and since I am on two trades losing streak, my next trade will be taken only on the 1 hour. Why? Because I prefer when you take trades on the higher time frame, you usually have more chances of winning. So I won't look at the 50 minute, only the 1 hour for the next trades. So now I believe we are 2% in drawdown because I don't know if I told you, but on phase two, I'm actually risking 1.5%. So 1.5% that we lost because this is a full loss 1.5% that we lost plus the 0.35 that we lost on the other trade, which was just a small stop loss. So around 2%. I don't think it reaches 2%, but around 2% in drawdown on the account, which we can easily recover with 1.5. Because 1.5 times 1.5 is 2.25, so we already go up by 0.25 or 0.30 depending on how in drawdown we are. So this was on the 4 hours. The 1 hour was the same thing. There were still left 15 minutes here for this candle to close, and I just hoped it closed above this, which it did. Because if it didn't, then the trade would be so trash that I'll probably just close at that near break even. So around this level, a little bit of stop, but yeah. But since it did, and why did I enter there? Because it was on this 15-minute candle here. This had a close above, and I wanted to enter on this sort of block because I was imagining something like this next candle would just shallow tap and then move higher, and I didn't want to lose the move. But eventually, the candle close here. It was probably better for me to wait for this candle closure to see that the 1 hour would close above this in the 4 hours as well, and then only then execute. But yeah, still, they eventually closed above, so it was a nice trade overall. So the only downside to this trade, in my opinion, and by the way, I could also have waited for this. You could also execute on this trade here. So after this manipulation, and then this 1 hour shift. So even if I think this was a lower probability, this one wasn't because this was kind of the continuation again. So um, what do I take from this trade? It's the thing that I talked in the video. You kind of need to be more careful when the external and internal are not aligned. But then that's the thing. I took the risk and I don't really mind because this is a challenge. I'm trying to pass it. I don't really care. On the funded account, I would probably didn't. And even I believe even on the funded account, I would take this. It's just a thing of like, are you willing to take the risk for a little bit more R? And this is a trifecta, which is a thing that my mentor taught me, and I will eventually talk about it in a video. I don't know, in a future video, I'll eventually talk about it. And yeah, that's the thing. I don't mind taking a little bit more trades. Um, of course, that will be more stops because the thing is, okay, if you take more trades, you also going to take more lowest probability trades, right? And then you eventually take more trades, of course, but that means also comes more losses. But I prefer having a higher strike rate. No, not strike rate, trade frequency, sorry. So yeah, that's the thing. That's the trade. That's a loss. It was the first stop loss, the first full loss since October. So like I had no since September. Sorry, yeah, since September, the beginning of September until now, which is 11th, November 11th. Um, I haven't had a full stop. I only lost, I believe, a 0.84 R percent in percentage, 0.84, 84. Then I lost like a 0.35 and a 0.24 or something like that. And this is the first full stop loss that I had in like 2 months. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't affect me. Of course, it's, if we have like now 3, 4, 5 stop loss in a row, full stop losses, it will probably affect me. But yeah, this is the game of trading. You already know it. And let's see. I'm eager to continue trading this challenge and see if we eventually pass it, which I believe we will. And yeah, see you on the next one.